Well, hello. It feels like a while since I've done one of these, but we're in Leo season now. We're in here in the Northern Hemisphere, the height of summer. And it really felt like a time that I just wanted to hop on and talk a little bit about the energies that are at play at the moment. That Leo season, it is such a potent time for us to just step up and step out, to stand in the spotlight, to be unashamedly hogging that spotlight. And I think that's more important now than ever. The guidance that I am receiving at the moment, above anything and everything else, whenever I talk to clients, whenever I tune in for myself, whenever I carry out readings, is very much linked to the time is here for you to claim all that you are, for you to claim what is yours, what has always been meant to be yours, what is within you, what is around you, what is accessible to you. And I think Leo season is the perfect time to do that. Leo season is a time when that lion within us, or that lioness within us, or perhaps both within us, roars. It roars ferociously. And in doing that, it tells us what is right for us. It tells us what is wrong for us. And I always think of Leo season in terms of that, the MGM lion at the start of the movies, because I think it's very potent. The way that lion sticks its head through the center, whether anyone wants it there or not, roars, and then opens the movie. And I think this is where we are right now. We are at a point, we know the world is changing. We see some of those changes for the good. We see a hell of a lot more of those changes at the moment that look like they're for the bad. Now, I'm an optimist at heart, and I'm very much of the opinion that the changes that are happening for the bad almost need to happen. We need to go to rock bottom so that we can move up again. There is a wonderful author that I love called Diana Cooper, and she talks a lot about how this journey that we're in at the moment, she talks about is a journey from 2012 to 2032 when things will be awesome. And she says that 2022 it's literally the rock bottom of that journey. We sort of go, and so this is kind of our I don't know, our falling apart year is the way I keep looking at this, as if we haven't already been on quite a journey with that, right? But this is our falling apart year. And my belief is that as we move through this year and move up into what comes next, things will start to get better. But you've got to go through it to get to the other side, right? So that's what we're doing right now, is we are moving through the challenge, moving through the shit, moving through the tough stuff to get to the other side, to get to where things can start to pick up again. But as we go through that, it feels hard. As we go through that, it's easy to feel like we're facing an awful lot of endings in the world around us. I'm recording this, about a month since Roe versus Wade was overturned. That is a humongous ending. It's horrific. We're not going to go in depth on that because I could rant and shout and get upset about it for hours, but it's a humongous ending that feels incredibly negative. And I'm not going to try and put a positive slant on that. It feels as though the world around us right now is full of endings. And yet, we don't get to have beginnings without endings, right? We don't get to start afresh unless we end things. My mum always used to say, I remember when I was a kid, anytime we would go on holiday and I'd go, I don't want to go home. She would say, you have to go home, otherwise you can't go on holiday again. If you were on holiday every single day, it would be home. It would be boring. And this is almost it. Probably a bad metaphor in this situation, but we have to go through the crap so that we can go, right, clear the decks. That is the worst it's going to be. We never want to get there again. Chuck that out and we start fresh. Now, I am, the author of a book called The Divine Feminist. I am a believer that our world has been out of balance for far too long. We've been in a place of patriarchy. We have been in a place of overtly yang energy, overtly what we now call masculine energy, that doing, that action, that sun, solar energy in many ways. Maybe it feels funny to be saying this at the height of summer. I believe the place we are headed, that golden future that Diana Cooper talks about, has to be entirely different to that. Because we know that that's not sustainable. It's not sustainable for us as individuals. It's not sustainable for the planet. But perhaps in order to break out of the layers and layers of conditioning and crap that have led us to believe that's the only way, we have to see just how bad patriarchy can get first. Now, I'd argue we've seen that for ourselves quite enough. But, it's obviously there's a little bit more to share. Once we move through this, that's when we can start to make change. And let me stress here that I'm not saying we make change to become a matriarchy, to become a world that is entirely focused on yin energy, on that lunar vibe. That's not what I mean at all. I am a firm believer that just as wholly patriarchal is bad, wholly matriarchal is going to be bad. It just swings the imbalance of power to the other side. What we need is something that is somewhere in the middle, something that takes on all the beauty of yang energy and all the beauty of yin energy, respects them both equally, and helps us to move forward in the fullness of that, the fullness of what our world is capable of. And within that is the fullness of what we ourselves are capable of, each and every one of us, because we each have so much that we bring to this planet, so much that we bring to the lives and the experiences of those around us, so much that we bring to the situations that we're part of. And as such, by the knock-on effect of what we do, it doesn't matter who you are and how big your reach is. By the knock-on effect of who we are and what we do, we have so much that we bring to this planet. And I know that you might very well listen to that and go, I don't know what I bring to the planet, particularly if you're having a bad day. I don't know what I bring to my own life. Never mind to the lives of everybody else. Never mind to the lives of the whole planet. And this is where Leo season is going to give you a little bit of a nudge with its lion nose. Is going to possibly roar in your ear. Do you remember the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe movie when Aslan roars and the kid's hair shakes with the force of his roar? A bit like that. He's going to roar at you until your very bones shake and say to you, no. Stand in the spotlight. Step into the spotlight. Catalogue all the things that you are. All the things that you bring to your life, to the lives of others, to the world. Ask them. If you need to ask those around you what you bring to them, do it. It's not arrogant. It's actually a really beautiful exercise to do with someone that you love. And then allow yourself to bask in that light. Allow yourself to shine that light, that spotlight of you-ness. Leo season is the perfect time to do it because it encourages that kind of shameless showing off. Because let me tell you now that showing off all that we are should not be something any of us are ashamed of. It's exactly what we're here to do, to be ourselves, to be the beautiful us that was put here in the first place. But let me also say that as you do this, it's going to feel uncomfortable. Remember, I talked about that patriarchy and that matriarchy and how neither one of them are perfect. We almost don't know the middle ground within us. We almost don't know the middle ground that doesn't either try to keep us small or try to make us go really, really big and take over the world. What we need to find is that spark of connection with our real selves. Not just with what we bring to everyone else, but with the right balance for us. And that will change day by day and moment by moment, by the way. But we need to come back home. We need to sit with a hand on our hearts and just ask ourselves, who am I? What do I have to offer today? What do I have to offer right in this moment? Because if today feels too much, go with this moment. And then the next one. And then the next one. This is all we're ever doing, is living in moments. But it is by stepping into the spotlight, by shining our light, by walking the walk that we need to walk in the world, by using our voice for the things that are important to us in the world, by being ourselves. That's how we become that lion in the center of the stage. And that's how we encourage others to do the same. To be the king or queen of their own jungle, which is something that we all need to be right now. So wherever you're at this Leo season, whatever is going on for you this coming month, I really encourage you to just remember who in the hell you are. And then to take that remembrance, to take that brightness and shine it all the way out. Basking in the glorious warm light of your own self and allowing others to do the same. Because you should know that they will. Some might go a bit like that. Some might be a bit daunted about it. But bit by bit, what they'll do is bask, is be warmed, is be illuminated, and is feel safe to step into their own spotlight. I wish you the most wonderful August. And the one thing I have left to say is, if any of this is something that you're interested in learning more about, then check out my Summer of Soul sessions, which are 6 individual weekly workshops that are happening from tomorrow as I post this, and then right the way through August, on topics like reclaiming our past life joy, like reconnecting with our ancestral wisdom, like tuning into the possibilities of parallel lives, like reweaving our connection with the planet, and more besides. You can book one session on its own, or you can book all 6 of the sessions that are available at a specially discounted price. And if you can't make one or more live, please don't panic. It's absolutely fine, because recordings will be available and they count towards the package too. I'd love to join with you for this. I'd love to see you this summer, but more than that, I'd love to support you to find, to step into, and bloody shine that incredible light that is yours. I'm wishing you a wonderful August. Thank you for watching. Bye.